Hey guys, Tisha here, and we're back for another Sister Wives Season 3 rewatch slash review. Another Wife. This episode really, to me, wasn't a lot about the Browns. It was more about polygamy as a whole, and you'll see why I say that. So we began the episode finding out that summer is almost over and that the kids have finally adjusted to being in Vegas. Even Hunter is finally wanting to be a part of things. And one of the things that he told his mom he wants to do is try out for the football team. Maddie says that she's finally going to have a good attitude and try to make the most of it. We meet Andy and Nicole, who are a part of Cody and the other Browns family church. Um, I don't I don't remember what point that they got kicked out, but at this point, I guess they were still a part of the church. And even though they've been married for several years and they have 6 children amongst themselves, they are not yet practicing polygamy, even though they believe in it. Andy is coming there because not only does he want to visit them, but he wants some advice as to how to approach the dating process while being married. I'm not sure if Cody is the person that he should be asking this, but this is who he's asking. He lets us know, Andy does, that he wants someone who's his age because he already has 6 kids. He doesn't feel it would be right to marry someone who is significantly younger than him. He said he struggles with finding a plural wife because he wants to make sure that his wife still feels treasured and that she approves. Andy feels like Cody's been very successful about being able to court other women, and he hasn't. I think one of the reasons why Andy may not have been successful is because hearing what he's saying seems like he's actually considering his wife's feelings. If we look at the Browns and we're going to them as the example of what was done, Cody did not include all his wives in the process like it seems like Andy is trying to. Cody dated Robin behind 2 of his wives' back because Janelle and Christine were not aware initially. They didn't find out about Robin until after they were already dating. So you would think that he would have allowed them to even see her or meet her before he started to date her, but that's not what happened. So the fact that Andy is struggling to find another wife, this may have something to do with it. We know for a fact, as I said, that Cody did not consider his wives when it came to Robin. I'm not sure if Cody considered his wives when he was married to Mary. Did he consider Mary's feelings when marrying Janelle? Because I feel like Cody has managed to sometimes make Mary feel like something's her idea when it's not her idea. It's Cody's. Example, that couch that we saw in other seasons. Example, him telling us a couple episodes ago that Mary was undecided if she wanted to go into polygamy, even though before Mary was the reason. Let him tell it why she wanted to go in polygamy. So who's to say if he really, did that? Andy says that when they were in Utah that they lived together as a family and now they don't because they're in separate houses. Whether they like to admit it or not, they share custody with Cody. And when he said this, I started laughing and I'm feeling like Andy is really likable. I'm liking him more and more because he's saying what some people, me, are thinking. He said that he feels like it's kind of like they're divorced. And of course, the wives feel like it's not like that. Christine said in her confessional that not only did her jaw drop, but it broke her heart. Whether Christine was ready to admit it or not, this was the beginning of a separation because Cody started functioning like he was a monogamist rather than like he was someone who practiced polygamy. He was not separating his time, spreading his time, doing things that he should have done equally amongst his wives, and it did show later on. Andy feels that adding another wife to his family will cut his family in half. I do believe that adding another wife to the 3 already existing wives did sever Cody's family. So to me, this was kind of foreshadowing things. Andy says that he can't imagine laying in a bed with another woman while his wife, his first wife, is at home and she's all alone. Mary says that she gets what he's saying, that if she had a choice, she probably would be monogamous. Cody had a slight reaction to this, but he switched it up as Cody always does a little bit later on. I'm telling you guys, Mary was influenced by Cody to live this lifestyle. She says that her faith made her choose it. Cody claims that they do this by way of commandment. I'm not sure what commandment that is, because we know that Cody stopped being a husband to these ladies. So I guess he's no longer following whatever commandment he's talking about. Cody says that the purpose of them being like this and them being married to multiple wives is all for love. You can love one wife. I don't understand what having a whole bunch of wives have to do with love. I know we hear about them talking sacrifice, but what does that have to do with love? Janelle says, knowing what she knows now, that she would do it all over again. That being part of this family and being part of a polygamous family has changed her views on things. She said she couldn't imagine it before she joined the faith, but now that she's a part of the faith and she's experienced, she doesn't regret any of her decisions. And I still feel like Janelle feels this way, because look at how things are now in season 18. Janelle has told us several times that if Cody were to change and if he were to be more like the person that she do prior to, basically, might as well say them getting on TV, that she would still be with him. Annie and Nicole then come over their house for church. We find out from Cody that it's common for the father to head a church service, that they don't really have a preacher or a reverend. That's a little alarming to me. He speaks about how hard life was when they were hiding things and how evil can flourish when you hide. That's Andy. Andy gets up and is asked to speak about stuff. And he basically was saying that he looks at the Brown family and admires what they've done because they've came out of the shadows. It's for certain conversations to be had and evil can't prevail. Christine is talking confessional and saying how much him saying that meant to her, and that she doesn't know if it was Andy or what, because before McKelty didn't say it, but after Andy spoke, I guess it was later on that day, McKelty let Christine know that she was proud of them for showing another side of polygamy, for coming out of hiding, that she respected all of them. And Christine was getting really emotional talking about the respect she gained from McKelty. So that further makes me wonder about McKelty and Christine's dynamic back then, because it really, really meant a lot to her. Mary talks about how they don't have a lot of support from their own church group. So hearing this from him meant a lot. Cody also agrees. Then we hear about Warren Jeffs and how he was a bully for over 20 years. Cody talks about him, and really Warren Jeffs was awful. We can feel how we want to feel about Cody, but what Warren Jeffs did was far worse than anything we've seen. Anytime your father passes and you make yourself the head of the church and you begin marrying little girls, because that's what they were. They were young girls. You decided who married who. Even people who were in love or who were falling for one another were not allowed to be married. We saw him breaking up families because he may not have agreed with the husband, or he felt like the husband was a threat. And as a result, he sent the husband away, and he took the wife and moved her somewhere else without the husband knowing where she was. He did a lot of messed up things. Cody went into a lot of detail about it, about how he needed to be stopped, and all these people let these things go on, and that people shouldn't have done that. I do believe that people shouldn't have done it. I do also believe that a lot of times it's easy to say what should have been done when you weren't in it. I would like to think that if I was in the situation that I would get out of it, but very much like how some other polygamous families and children are, they were brainwashed. There's certain things that they just don't get exposed to, and I'll talk about that a little bit further down below. We hear that Warren got the authority because the families were afraid about being separated by the government because they were living polygamy. And much like how the Browns felt they had to hide and run out of Utah, I guess they're trying to correlate this. They have a whole discussion after church with just the adults about Warren Jeffs. Robin says that she begins shaking while she's reading these different articles because she can't believe that people are allowing this to happen. They're very frustrated because people like them people like them are the example of polygamy, and that's not what they want to be related to them. They then begin talking about how they don't want to talk too much about Warren Jeffs, mainly Christine, because here you are and you're bashing them, which is the same thing that's going to happen to them. And she wants it to be where people don't feel like they can't come to them. She doesn't want to make it worse. I've watched many documentaries on Warren Jeffs. I've read some things as well. And honestly, I get what Christine is saying, but a lot of people in that faith do not even have access to television, radios, or computer. Some of them don't even get to read like certain material. Like they're not allowed to read about science. It's only so much they're told about government. Like there's things that they're not taught. So to say that they would have access to this show and be able to see what they're saying, I think it's reaching a little bit. But some of them did sneak out sometimes for their jobs they had in the world. So maybe she had a legitimate reason to be concerned. I just don't see it. All the adults later go out. Mary feels like plural marriage is something that Nicole and her husband want to do, so she wants to know why. Nicole says that she wants to be a part of a plural marriage because she knows that this is what's supposed to be. She knows that this is how God has intended for their life to be. She knows that it's something great. She saw it growing up. Robin wants to know what other benefits she sees besides what she lived through. To me, Robin was really acting like she's been a part of polygamy for such a long time. So when she was questioning her, I got an attitude because I'm like, Robin, you've been a part of this family for a year and change. There's a lot that you don't know. So you over here asking questions like you're the end all be all for polygamy is annoying me. Nicole talks about one of the things that she thinks will be good about polygamy is that the kids will have playmates and they'll never be alone and they'll have lots of moms to help them. Robin asks her if she sees any benefits of having a relationship with her sister wives, or is that scary? I'm sorry. No, I'm really not sorry. It just sounds nice to say I'm sorry. Does Robin have a truly, okay, I feel like Robin has a surface level relationship with her sister wives. So her talking about the relationship with her sister wives, is that not something she looks forward to? Bothers me. This is the part of Robin that gets on my nerves because she does such a great job of acting like she's a wealth of knowledge when it comes to polygamy, when the parts of herself that she's exposed to her wives is on the shallow end of the scale. Nothing that Robin has done with the wives has been that deep. Your own children have not even been allowed to really interact with the wives based on what Janelle said, because Janelle, when they went fishing in July, that was her first time being around Robin's kids by herself. So Robin's sitting here acting like she's developed such great relationships with her sister wives is a little like, okay, really? You what? Go out to get groceries with them? And what else do you do? Y'all did a lot of things surrounded by your wedding, but did it truly create a relationship with them? Because then you went behind their back and picked out a wedding dress with their husband and made other decisions and had other secrets that they didn't know about. So why are you saying don't you want to think about the relationship that you're going to form with your sister wives? Is so fake, because Robin hasn't done the work to form the relationship with her sister wives. Christine says that one of the things that she noticed about Nicole is that she doesn't really know the benefits of sister wives, and not of sister wives, of living in polygamy, and she doesn't think that she's ready. I don't think she'll ever know if she's really ready. And I don't think she would know the benefits. How would you know the benefits if it's something that you've never done? Which is something Mary says later on, but I wrote that before Mary said it. Nicole fears that having her husband not be with her every night and not having her kids around their father all the time will be an adjustment, and it scares her. Her reasons are valid. We've seen how the Brown family, moving from a dynamic where they were all in one house, has already begun to affect them. And it hasn't even been a year of them living in Vegas at this point, because we know they didn't move to Vegas until sometime in January. Oh, around the 20th, around Cody's birthday. She said that she knows that polygamy is something that she's supposed to be doing. They talked about it, and they're going to be willing to sacrifice their relationship for that. Oh boy. I don't know if the sacrifice is worth it. I don't see what sacrificing your relationship in order to get into the celestial kingdom that they talk about does. Because if you're sacrificing your relationship, doesn't that mean you're also sacrificing your happiness? I just don't know. I have a question, and you guys can answer down below for me, because it's something that I've often wondered, and I think I've seen it maybe in the comment section before about maybe possible regrets that Cody has. Do you think that if Cody never took on a fourth wife, do you all think that the Brown family would still be together? Let me know your answer down below. This is also another way for me to know if you watched this whole video. But if you think that the Brown family would still be together if Cody did not take on a third wife, that means no wives would have left. All three wives would still be there. Let me know. Mary says that the best thing she could say to them is get a wife that doesn't just want you, but wants your family as well. Mary just described Christine, not Robin. Mary says again what I said earlier about how she's not going to really know until she actually experiences it, and she just needs to jump in and do it. Cody says it's like a regular marriage. You just have to figure it out. I doubt it. I don't think that being a polygamist is anything like a regular marriage, but I haven't been married before, so I don't know. Robin feels like in the end, it's all worth it. I watched this, and all I have to say is that I'm glad that the Brown children all had their own minds, and they didn't necessarily follow in the shadows of their parents, and they saw what went on, and they decided that they were going to go another route because they broke the cycle of polygamy in their family. And to those of you who are polygamists, if any of you all are watching, I do not want you to feel like I'm knocking polygamy. I'm knocking this family who's practiced it, because they did not show us, they fooled us. Robin thinks she was tricked and bamboozled. That's how I feel, because there's so much that we've learned in such a short, well, it hasn't been a short time. I was gonna lie and say it's been a short time. We're in season 18. Anyways, going back now, currently in season 3, there's already so much that we have learned. Thanks always for watching. Please like, comment, seriously, comment and subscribe. Let me know, do you think that Robin ruined the family? Yes or no? Do you think that they'd still be together? Just let me know. Until next time, you guys.